Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, everyone, to Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, and heart. So glad to be here on a Friday. We're getting excited for the weekend, getting geared up for what's going to be a beautiful weekend. I know I'm headed out to the lake this weekend for Dock Fest. It's going to be awesome, full of music and fun and community. And we're just really pumped up as we head into Friday. I'm particularly excited about today's episode. We're going to talk about social media and how kindness on social media can really change the world. So welcome to Kindness Rising, brought to you by the Business Athletes Performance Laboratory as the lead into Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Stick around after the show. Check out Mornings in the Lab. It's a free-for-all Friday. I'm going to be on there too, and we're going to have some fun over there. But today we're going to talk about social media. We're going to talk about the history of social media, and we're going to talk about the ways that we can leverage as a team, as people, leverage social media to expand kindness, to make connections in the world. That's what it's all about. Think about the history of social media. Back in the 90s when internet was still a dial-up modem, bing bong, bing dong, all that stuff. Why did we get on social media? Why did we get on the internet? Where was the first place we went? The chat rooms. It was about community. It was about connecting with people that we couldn't connect with otherwise, that we would have to make long distance calls that cost us, $70 a minute or whatever it was for long distance phone calls. We got into that dial up modem, heard all those fun noises, and went straight to the chat rooms to connect with our friends and new people. And that's what we're finally getting back to with social media. It's really exciting time in the world of technology. We're creating communities out there. We're doing that here at Mornings in the Lab and at Kindness Rising by creating a community through live conversation. We're finding our way back to that root, to our roots, getting away from ego-driven, performative acts on social media. Those are still there, and we love to perform, and we all love to see ourselves on video. But really, it's becoming back to being about community. And we're doing that on Kindness Rising and at Mornings in the Lab, where our shows are the only place to go on YouTube for that live morning conversation, a place to connect with our community, to start our days with positivity. We want to encourage you to subscribe to our channels, not so that you can watch our videos, not so that we can monetize. All those things are true, but what we really want is that community. We want people engaging in the comments. We want to make connections for people. The stuff that happens after the show, I know people are connecting in DMs and through email and through their businesses because of the show, and that's what we love to see here. It works best when we interact with kindness, with open minds and open hearts. We create a judgment-free zone and psychological safety for everyone to come here, express their views, have a good time, and enjoy each other's camaraderie and community. So keep coming back to Kindness Rising, keep joining Mornings in the Lab, and get involved. Let's talk about social media and why social media is kindness. The Harvard Business Review shows us, a study done in Harvard Business Review, that people who display kindness online, in the chat room or in the chats, making comments to videos, displaying videos, putting a text-based posts out there with kindness, those people who do that have 82% better relationships than those who don't. And they make 60% better decisions every day. Whatever it is we want to accomplish in our lives, whether that's getting healthy again, getting rid of our addictions, being better with having better relationships with our family, being kind online will get you there. In business, having thoughtful customer responses, getting rid of the corporate speak, really connecting to your audience and your customers, that's what's going to make a difference on social media. And most important, and really important to me as I work through my Uncommon Kindness LLC business and I work through the visibility projects to help amplify nonprofit voices, charity voices, people who are doing social impact work. That's the purpose of social media, to get people seeing the good work being done by good people out there in the world. So I'm excited to talk a little bit about social media and the kindness related to the activities there. Remember, radical kindness is honoring people's dignity. We get outside of our heads, we shatter our egos. It's powerful. It's powerful for us. It's powerful for the people we connect when we swim upstream against the negativity that's in the world, and we make sure that we know that people's story matters. We talk about story on this show. We're going to talk about it again today. It's really, really important. It's the best way to get our messages out there in the world. It's the best way to connect with our customers and our audience. So let's keep telling our stories online, and buckle up and let's rise together here on Kindness Rising. On some new things with music today. I hope you all can hear that just fine. It's our Kindness Spotlight anthem. I kind of like it. I think it highlights some positivity for people in the morning. We're really excited. So get used to hearing some sounds here on Kindness Rising. And today's Kindness Spotlight is no different. We're going to talk about an organization that's using social media to revolutionize conservation and good work with the earth. Turning the music off so I can hear myself, but we'll get used to that at some point. But what I really want to talk about is the Bat Conservancy Institute. We all probably, through Batman and through vampires and all this, there's a tremendous fear of bats out there in the world. And the Bat Conservancy Institute is working to overcome that fear, to turn fear into knowledge and into interest in the impact that bats have in our world. They combine scientific expertise and authentic storytelling and even humor online to change and transform the way people think about bats and about environmental conservation in general. There are so many misconceptions about bats. Like I said, from the lore that we've grown up with. This week we lost Ozzy Osbourne. He's connected with bats, right? But that's part of his myth. As I talked about earlier this week, Ozzy was actually a really kind guy, even in his wild, dark days. There are so many misconceptions about bats in the world, and Bat Conservancy Institute is working to swim upstream against that. They have 77,000 followers on Instagram, 197,000 Facebook likes, and 1.1 million TikTok likes. They're ranked number one in the nonprofits on social media by Rival IQ. And they have actually have a channel called Bat Talk on TikTok, and it's making conservation accessible to the next generation. It's really exciting, and they've had some incredible achievements. Through the work that they're doing online, by changing the way people view bats, they've achieved some incredible accolades, and having an impact. They've got the Livingstone's fruit bat downlisted on the list of endangered species. Their agave restoration team was named the Recovery Champions by U.S. Fish and Wildlife. They've developed scholarships. From 2025, they've launched 14 new scholarships for students who are focused on bat conservation. But what's really important about Bat Conservancy Institute is they're not just about that reach. 1.1 million likes. We could all wish for that right now. But guess what? That's not what they're worried about. They're not worried about those vanity metrics. It goes way beyond that. They're into the authentic education and engaging storytelling to meet people where they are and realize that behind every screen is a person who might have a fear of bats because of all the myths and legends around bats. So they're using scientific credibility and emotional engagement to transform that fear into fascination. It's really exciting to watch. Go check them out. They have things like the "Which Bat Are You" quiz. You can go on there and find out what type of bat you might be, and tell your friends. They use amazing photography of bats. They're kind of this mystery, right? They use photography to expose us all in ways that are educational and entertaining. They're doing community building on Facebook and sharing their research. They're doing fact. They're telling facts with compassionate storytelling about bats. Their Bat Conservancy Institute has figured out how to use social media, storytelling, and education and entertainment combined to prove that social media excellence transforms fear into fascination, indifference into advocacy, and concern into action. And that's what it's all about. Check out BCI as an opportunity to really see social media in action for nonprofits and charities, support their mission, and together maybe we can break down some of those misconceptions about bats and help to save the environment, which is a kind act in what we do here on Kindness Rising. So please, welcome to Kindness Spotlight. That's it for today. I appreciate everyone listening. Check out the Bat Conservancy Institute. Next, we're going to move into the kindness good news. I'm going to try to pay our intro into that. Maybe not. Learning as we go here. Remember, we started this 3 weeks ago, Kindness Rising. This is my 15th episode. I'm so excited about it. We're leaning into progress, not perfection. We're trying new things. You might have noticed my thumbnails today that were generated in a little different way. We're leading the way at the Business Athletes Performance Laboratory and showing people how we can leverage technology and yet still stay genuine to our purpose and our brand. Every brand needs a Substack page, they need a YouTube channel, and we're showing you how to do it here, Keith and I, the only place to go in the morning for live conversation that gets you up with positivity and growth. So welcome to our Kindness News. Kindness News is the spot where we talk a little bit more about business, and we talk about how businesses are using social media to transform their businesses, to lean into growth, to have more impact in the world. I want to talk about a couple of businesses that really know about social media and know how to utilize the technologies and the tools that we have. The first one comes out of Canada, where my buddy Keith and his friends live. It's actually out in Toronto, though, on the east coast of Canada. And I want to talk about Rethink Communications. They're a mid-sized marketing agency, but they have some really big clients, like organizations like IKEA and A&W, which are major corporations. And in 2024, they changed their social media strategy to focus on radical authenticity. They do behind the scenes stories. They're actually celebrating failures. We talk about this sometimes too, which is we want to lean into failure. If you're not failing, you're not trying. They lean into genuine conversations. And Sarah Chen, who is one of the leaders in the organization, talks about the results that happened when they stopped being perfect and started being real. And that's what we do here on Kindness Rising, and we hope that it will have an impact in the world. The results that they saw within their agency are tremendous when they moved from being perfect to being real. 34% employee satisfaction, 28% client retention, 604% increase in engagement on their social channels, up 312% on their impressions. And that ties into the business research proof in action, that being kind and focusing on storytelling and being real on social media is what's going to lead to productivity increases and growth for our businesses. Moving over to a little bit of another organization that's out there doing good work in the world. I'm going to talk about Mobile Loaves and Fishes. They're out of Austin, Texas. Excuse me. Alan Graham is their CEO, and they focus on homeless services, humanizing through individual stories with permission. And that's a really important practical piece, right? We all have great stories, but we want to make sure we're being dignified in the way that we deliver those stories, especially when we're talking about nonprofits and charities, people, recipients of our services. We want to make sure we're handling this with dignity, and that we always have permission from people to utilize their story. People will give you permission if you ask. They want to help, but you have to ask. The other important piece is giving credit where credit is due, and so on social media, we all utilize each other's stuff. It's part of the deal. We comment on each other's things that are happening in the world, and it's really, really important for our credibility, for the credibility of the sources of our information, that we give credit where credit is due. But back to the Loaves and Fishes, Mobile Loaves and Fishes. They use poetry and videos of their experts out there in the world, making an impact, highlighting their talent, creating emotional but uplifting stories about the people who receive their services. And the results that they have had since doing that are astounding. They've increased their social following by 400%. They've increased their number of volunteers in their organization by 250%. And their actual donations, money coming into the organization, have increased by 180%. And Tom Wilson, who is associated with the organization, says what they did was they changed their perspective. They changed their perspective to talking with instead of talking about. That's huge difference. That's community. That's connection. It's empathy-driven engagement, and it leads to results. It's about authenticity, vulnerability to create psychological safety, centering your voices around the people you serve. And communication excellence like this is really not just a business strategy, but a kindness strategy. Behind every screen is a human being. On every screen is a human being. And those people are what's going to make your business grow. So thank you. That was our kindness good news. I think it's really important that we remember that kindness on social media is going to lead to results. Swim against that stream of negativity, highlight good things that are happening, and talk with people, not about people. Thanks a lot. I want to move now into my kindness call. Favorites. All right. So this is the place where we go out to the community a little bit and talk, to give some community shout outs. I see some comments flowing through from our people. Oh my goodness, look at who I found out here on the comments. Somebody named Roseanne Roof. That's my mom. She's awesome. She taught me about kindness. She and my dad leaned into kindness their whole lives, and my mother continues to do it through volunteerism and through action in her community. So thanks, Mom. I love you very much, and I'm excited to bring this here, and that you're part of my journey. Umberto Flores. Umberto, we don't hear that name very much. Guess what? That was my granddad's name. So welcome, Umberto. I feel like maybe Pop, my Umberto, is here with me today. It's so great to have you here. Keep coming. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you're following us every day, 7:30 a.m. on weekdays. We bring Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, and heart. So thanks for joining, Umberto. And of course, all of our old friends. Be driven. Good to connect with you yesterday. We're going to keep going. I got a what's up roofie from my buddy Keith. Thanks, Keith. Lady Drew, you're always out with your blessings. I really appreciate it. Adam, cool to see you too. I'll see you over at Kindness in the Mornings in the Lab at 8 o'clock. So Keep coming. Keep telling your friends about Kindness Rising and Mornings in the Lab and the work that we're doing to leverage social media and make the world a little better place, one conversation at a time, every weekday. Thanks for joining. I'm going to get into the kindness call now. I think yesterday we had the digital. Yesterday we had. I'm sorry. Today we're going to have the digital dignity shout out. Let's just get right into that. I want to ask one key question. How can I honor the dignity of the person on the other side of my screen? I think that's a really important question to ask. I will tell you that I fell into a little trap last week. We had the exciting, everybody was talking about what happened at the Coldplay concert in Boston. And I feel like maybe I didn't lean into the dignity of that person and I got sucked into the drama of it. Of course, I focused on the PR aspect and the business aspect. But as I thought about it, first of all, I spread a lie, which I never want to do. I posted a fake post and represented it as real, and I would never do that in real life. And I apologized for it, which is another key thing. When we're wrong, we apologize. But we really want to think about when we're putting comments out there. You never know who's going to see that comment and how it's going to impact them. So think about it. Are you doing it with an open heart, with a good intention? That's what we want to do on social media. We can have fun. We can bust chops a little bit when we know the person. We want to stay genuine and authentic, but we really want to think about the dignity. Just take a second to pause and say, is this going to help the world? Am I spreading positivity or am I spreading negativity? Are we saying generic things? There's so much generic fluff and noise out there that really doesn't have an impact. It's about us putting our name out there, but it's not really having an impact. In business, there's so much corporate speak and BS. We talked about BS yesterday on Mornings in the Lab. It was a great episode. If you have a chance, go back and check out The Bullshit Expert. It was pretty awesome. But there's so much of that out there in the world right now on social media. Cut through that noise. Have an impact. Think about the words you're going to say. It's going to make a huge difference in your life. It's going to make a huge difference in the life of the people that are watching and listening and reading your things, and it's going to lead you to better results. And of course, I love this one, is lead with curiosity, not defensiveness. Ask questions instead of getting all bent out of shape about something that somebody said, because it's going to be out there. Instead of getting bent out of shape, ask a question. Just ask them, where do you come up with that? How do you support your claim? Whatever the case may be, lean into curiosity, celebrate people's individual contributions, don't get defensive, and don't be negative. So here's the kindness call. Here's the action steps that I want to take. I want you to choose one platform. YouTube is a great place to start. Start right here in our comments section. You can also go to LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. There's no shortage of places to go to express your opinions today, and everybody's got one. But make a commitment, make a real commitment to stop, pause, reflect before you make that comment, before you spread negativity. Check it out. Think about it. Think about the fact that there is another human being on the other side of that screen. It is so easy, and I've fallen into the trap myself to forget that that is another person. And would you want to be treated that way? And would you want your loved ones to be treated that way? It's so simple and basic, but it's easy for us to forget that when we're sitting at our computer or on our couch on our phone to rattle off negativity. Choose digital dignity over digital noise. Use technology to amplify humanity. Be intentional. Transform the landscape of our social media one conversation at a time. So thank you very much. That's our kindness call for today. We're flying through this episode. It's 7:56. We're headed over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Going to continue the conversation with our Free for All Friday. I'll be over there probably around 8:30 or so. If you want to join me and the guys, Keith and John and Marty, Who knows who else will show up? We're really encouraging people to engage over there too, and someday we'll be doing some live phone-ins and more guests here on Kindness Rising. 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks of Kindness Rising. We're just getting started. Every day, weekdays, 7:30 a.m. Come join us over here. So let's talk about what we did today. We reflected. We reflected on social media communication, the history of social media, and how we've moved from community to ego-driven to advertising and commercial, and now we're finally getting back to community interactions, people connecting genuinely and authentically with with other human beings. We love that here at the Business Athletes Performance Lab and on Kindness Rising in Mornings in the Lab. It's what we're doing. We're the only place to do that first thing in the morning on YouTube, and we're only going to get stronger and grow. It's so important in our hyper-connected world to make sure that we're bringing in that dignity. We talked about Bat Conservancy Institute and the amazing fun that they're turning fear into fascination about bats through fun stories, interactions, and it's having amazing results. We talked about a couple of organizations, a couple of businesses, Rethink Communication and Mobile Loaves and Fishes, and how they're using social media to connect to their community, to lift up voices and talk with, not talk about people. Huge difference. Huge difference. We can choose authenticity over perfection. We can choose transparency over marketing, and we can choose dignity over noise with the work that we do on social media. It's not just about the metrics. It's about creating thriving digital communities. That's what we do here. That's what we want you guys to do out there. Get outside of your head, shatter your ego, see through other people, see people through their lens, and help to create positivity, joy, and great energy in the world through social media. It's super powerful. Swim upstream against the negativity. You can do it. We're doing it. It's transformative for the world. It's transformative for ourselves. So let's get out there and do that. Join us every day here, 7:30 a.m. I keep saying it over and over again. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Follow me on Uncommon Kindness channels on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. And don't forget about my visibility project. If you or someone you know is looking for ways to leverage social media to become more visible, to get their mission out there so people know the good work being done by good people, I've got the visibility project. Drop into my DMs. Let me know you're interested. I will help you. That's what I want to do. I want to help amplify voices of good people doing good work. And that's what we do here on Kindness Rising. All right. So thank you all very much. Going to get over to Keith and on his show. Have a great weekend. I'll be here on Monday morning, 7:30 a.m. Kindness Rising, proving that kindness isn't weak, it's powerful. And as always, stay uncommon and stay kind.